Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. And before I go any further, I just want to mention there that I made a video a couple of weeks ago about Fantasy Grounds Unity. And Fantasy Grounds Unity is now, the Kickstarter is now live, so I just want to refer back to that. There should be a link popping up on the video to the Fantasy Grounds Unity video. And I'll have a link in the description of the Kickstarter page. Meanwhile, back to the action. We're on the Boilermaker, we're tier 6. It's a tier 7 battle, but not a huge amount of tier 7s. And we're on Theipval Ridge, which is... Actually, it's not a bad battlefield for the Boilermaker, but I tend to use the Boilermaker essentially as a tank destroyer. It hasn't the speed to relocate or to push, doesn't have the armour, and... Well, the view range isn't great on it either. It depends on the crew, I suppose. But I don't have a crew on it at the moment that had. As you can see, my vision range is falling short of my detection range. So I would be getting spotted and shot at before I would get the opportunity to see who was shooting at me and shoot back at them. So it's much better to let other people find the enemies, and then I will quite happily shoot them, because I have quite an accurate gun. I don't do huge amounts of alpha, but I will fire a lot, and it will be fairly accurate once I give the gun a chance to settle down. Now, taking a bit of a risk coming over here, there is some cover out near the edge, but the problem is that if you're spotted here, there is no escaping. Well, it depends on how close the enemies are to you when they're spotted, but there's people far back in the woods, behind the woods. You can get really hammered leaving this location. So we go into the bush initially to sort of maximize our chances of seeing somebody, and the next thing then would be we're going to pull back behind the bushes when we're shooting somebody, and the enemy have managed to lose a tank destroyer. We're actually pushing across the trench line, which usually doesn't work, but we haven't made contact with anybody on this side. So so far it is all quiet, except for the action going on the northeastern side of the map. So, and our first customer has appeared. It's a 45 TP. I'm going to pull back, make sure there's solid bushes between me and him, and I bounce it because it's a pretty well armoured tank. And I presume I'm looking at the front of him. The front of him actually is pretty well armoured. Now I've got all sorts of choices of targets here that's distracting, and I should have shot the other one really. I had a better shot. However, more opportunities will supply themselves. The 45 TP is after taking some kind of risky manoeuvre there. Yes, got him. What else is going on? Oh, the Yak Panther, that's much better target. And we've tracked him, so he's going to sit there for a bit. We're actually going to get some assistance damage here as well. We've damaged his ammo rack, and we're just going to keep firing. As long as he's there, we might as well take advantage of it. We managed to get a kill, and then the IS is backing up. We don't have a clear shot at him. It's very tough ground there. We managed to get another round into him. He's behind the Yak Panther, I think, so he's taking cover from the Yak Panther. Can we shoot the commander's hatch from here? No, we missed. And he knows he's under fire, so he's not making it easy. He's bobbing back and forth behind the Yak Panther. He's taking hits from other people besides me. Now I'll pull forward to shoot the guys in the low ground. Roof of the 43 bis. Don't have a lot of opportunity. Nope, went over, I'd say. Can't see. It's the worst thing about shooting through bushes. You can't see the trail of your own shot, so you're not quite sure whether you're going over or whether you're going under or what exactly you're doing wrong, and sometimes therefore it's hard to adjust the shot. Situation over in the eastern side of the map has our guys that attacked across the trench line. Well, they got across the trench line. They got in among the enemy tanks, but it looks like they didn't actually succeed in taking the hill. So that leaves that part of the map kind of isolated, and it gives the enemy tanks an opportunity to counterattack, because the heavy tank isn't going to see, if they advance back along the trench line, the heavy tank that's been over there in the corner at A0 is not going to spot them. and the situation about behind me is therefore starting to give me some concern. The P-43 Biss is trying another route. He's actually the other side of that hill. I'm going to get a shot from him here. And I think it is time that I sort of had a look at what was going on in the middle of the map. I reckon if they crossed the trench line and they went up along the A line, the artillery would be spotting them by now. So my suspicion is that one of them is still where he is in his original location. So they're still back in their original location, in which case I do need to go to the middle of the map, or one of them has snuck up in here to the river somewhere and he's prowling around the base of the hill here. So we're going this way, and I've managed to persuade the IKV to come with me, and he had took a shortcut across the bridge there, but nothing bad happened, so that's good. And it turns out there's 3 tanks on the hill, so the chances are that I think that was the original enemy complement. Therefore they're still likely to be on the hill. So we have an A44, tricky enough tank, is decently well armoured, but if you do get shots into him, especially into the engine, he'll catch fire like nobody's business. However, I'm shooting rather hurriedly, and that one hit. Wonder if he's still there. When did I track him? Nope. So he has moved, so I better push forward. The IKV will cover me and I'll get a chance of spotting, because I'm as close now as anybody is to the action, and well, it's late in the game, we can afford to take risks. So we push forward, and we've decent enough cover here from the top end of the trenches, like as long as we don't go down into the middle of it. So there is a Stridvagen. Not going to get a shot at it from here, I have to come up top. We have very poor gun depression because of the size of the breach, the 17-pounder inside in a Sherman turret. And there's the A44, and he's facing me, so we put a round through the engine again. He didn't catch fire, which is and again, and we should be able to finish him off with this one. That's him out of the way. There's the Stridvagen, and I was spotted, so I backed off, and I think it was the IKV got him, perhaps the artillery. So now I'm going to push forward along the trench line. There is at most, well, I've no idea where the heavy tank was. Was this the heavy tank that was down here at the hill, or was he one of the heavy tanks that was over fighting our guys in my previous location? The P-43 was over here, but he went around the middle and then he finished up over here. So there is the heavy tank and the artillery. Do we have a shot? We have a very sliver of a shot. Where we hit? A mere sliver. Nope, went over. And there's the P-43. He will put rounds into me, and he's got a DPM, or he's got a rate of fires equal to mine, and he's got a much heavier hitting gun. And I only have 758 points. He'd be doing like 3 shots, I think, it would do me. Something like that. Maybe not 3 shots, maybe 4, but I wouldn't feel too happy after 3 shots. Coming around, there's no sign of him. I'm kind of concerned now. He's a fast tank, so he could be hiding in the road to my left, or he could have gone back towards the other tank. There's just the 2 of them left, and there he is. And I've managed to bounce that one. Not sure where I bounced it off of, but it was quite amazing, really. And not often you get a bounce shot on a Boilermaker and a Firefly. We're not having much success with our shooting back either, though. Upper front plate. He's put one through, but I didn't put the shot through. And I can't afford to keep doing this. That was a big chunk of my health there. And the ARL-44 is coming over the top, which is perfect, because then I get to shoot at him. And I get to shoot at him from relative cover. Now his turret's pointing in my direction, but I don't think he's paying attention to me. He's chasing the IKV. So we will put rounds through the turret. The turret's the softest part of that tank, and the easiest thing to put rounds through. Now we've tracked the P-43. He's missed his shot. I missed my shot, and that looked like incoming artillery fire, and he did not miss his shot. So that's game over. And we did pretty well for ourselves. 13 damaging ribbons. Over 1,500 damage, I think. A good bit of 1,000 assisted damage. Well, over 900 assisted damage anyway. Let's see what we did. So 1600, so the last hit wasn't recorded. Direct damage 922 assisted. Block 240, which is the round for the P43. We got number 1, our first class mastery. And we came number 3 by experience. The hammer, well, he fought his way through all the heavy tanks, and I presume the VK3, I don't know where he was. Well, that's the Boilermaker, a tank that it took me quite a while to figure out how to get the best use of it for my style of playing. So I think I have a grasp on how to play the Boilermaker at this point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment if you have not already done so. Please subscribe to the channel. All this really helps the channel out, and I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.